Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys a match review of Spain and Portugal's 3-3 draw in the World Cup. And you guys, this game was fantastic. This game was amazing. So many amazing moments, so many great pieces of skill, so many amazing goals scored as well. Sometimes when you look at football, sometimes it's just like a film, really, isn't it? It's really like a film with all these moments and the spectacle on show. And I think this game really summarized that type of feel. Of course, I'm going to start talking about some moments that happened throughout this game. Starting with the first moment of the game, Portugal were looking a bit more threatening. Probably the only time they were looking threatening was in those opening minutes. Ronaldo does a nice piece of skill, step over, gets past Nacho, and really that mistake by Nacho to give away the penalty and concede it to Portugal, that was kind of synonymous with Spain's game throughout the game today. Really synonymous. Constantly kept making individual mistakes that cost them. And of course, Ronaldo was there to punish them. Now, you guys, I did title this video Spain 3, Ronaldo 3, because my personal opinion, I didn't think Portugal were that good today. And really, Spain deserved to win. Some of the football on show from Spain was ridiculous. I mean, magical stuff. You guys, if you aren't a Chelsea fan and you're watching this, I'm a Chelsea fan. I've been used to suffering for 2 years, so to see football like this was just a breath of fresh air. And Isco provided a lot of those moments. Busquets, Iniesta, Silva. Really, that midfield is incredible. And Portugal, in a way, allows Spain to have all the freedom and time they wanted on the ball whenever they were in possession. Portugal weren't closing or pressing down. They were happy to retreat in their own half, to start counter-attacks, and even when they were starting counter-attacks, Guedes kept stopping every counter-attack by stupid balls. The fullbacks, I thought Guerrero was really poor throughout this entire game. Whenever it came to delivery inside the box or from set pieces, hitting the first man every single time, or not finding his man as well. Bernardo Silva was very, very quiet. I mean, a lot of time the play was more focused on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side, so he did suffer because of that, but he didn't really have the chance to have that type of impact really to, provide something different for the game. You look at that Portugal midfielder, Fernandes, Moutinho and Carvalho. This is a midfield that can play with the ball and can do better things, but in a way, it is a bit of a shame how Portugal are. You guys, we remember Portugal throughout other international tournaments. They were consistently one of the favourites, always very unlucky, always getting into the semi-finals of games. They were synonymous with playing great football, and it's a shame that they've had to abandon their DNA and become much more counter-attacking, much more defensive, and it's all about keeping their positions. Of course, they did win the Euros because of that style of football, but were they enjoyable to watch? Of course not. Did they get the best out of Ronaldo? Of course they didn't. Again, it pains me to see Ronaldo used as like Andy Carroll up front for them sometimes. Constantly has to deal with just any type of long ball. It can be a bit too much, in my personal opinion. But again, this is why it's titled Ronaldo 3, Spain 3. Because again, Ronaldo took the game to Portugal, decisive in every key moment he needed to be decisive in. Of course, with the penalty, you knew that he was going to finish that. He won his own penalty, which of course he did play for Portugal. And of course, let's not forget the other goals, which I'm going to touch upon later on during this match review. But with Spain, you know what Spain are about, and I like to be objective. They were by far the better team. Again, better team. Just because Ronaldo did well for Portugal doesn't mean Portugal did good. It just means Ronaldo did good. But Spain, their patient use of the ball, they must be a complete nightmare to play against, because they're more than happy to keep hold of the ball, keep recycling possession. They'll happily play back and play forward again, and they'll keep doing that. I mean, there were times, and I was, tracking it, times where Spain were keeping the ball for more than a minute or two at a time, and they were just so close to finishing off amazing goal-scoring opportunities. And it was a shame that wasn't to happen. It did kind of sum up their game though. Of course, I was speaking earlier about the fact that they caused their own problems. Of course, Nacho giving away the first penalty. De Gea, when does this guy make mistakes like this? His mind was already at who he was going to make his next pass to. And this is why he wasn't fully concentrating when Ronaldo took that shot with his left foot. But even then, every time Portugal were taking the lead, Spain kept their patience, they kept their play. They were forcing Portugal back a lot, bypassing the midfield. It wasn't helping that Portugal didn't want to press these guys or close them down. I was very frustrated. Moments in the game where Spain were happily playing out. You were seeing about 5 Portuguese players in the Spanish half. They weren't closing their man down. They weren't pressing. There was no aggressive play at all. And it was just making it very, very easy for Spain to play out. And of course, you make it easy for these guys to play out, they'll play you off the park. And I think that this game today, a lot of teams will be worried if you have to play against Spain. It seems like they do have their rhythm back. The tiki-taka passing is back as well. How they create those positional overloads as well. Isco was phenomenal in this game today. I think he was up there with Ronaldo for me in terms of being one of the best players on the pitch. I think Ramos in particular was good. I thought he was very good as well. Some unbelievable passes out from the back, especially out wide to Nacho on the right hand side, first time as well. And honestly, amazing football on show. And then when Thiago's coming on later on, it's just taking the piss really. Things just got even better. Things got much more fun to watch. And Portugal just couldn't deal with anything at all. Spain are very good at focusing the play centrally and then having their fullbacks creating those overlaps and those overloads out wide. And they were constantly able to create a lot of chances where they could play those cutback passes inside the box. And Costa, one of the best players inside the 18-yard box in the world, was having a lot of joy today, and credit to him. That first goal in particular by Costa was unbelievable. The way he shifted his body balance, and that's the type of opportunity that the Spanish national team struggle to create for Diego Costa. That's what his game's about. Playing on the counter, running through on goal, playing towards the goal as well. The way he bullied Pepe, of course, Pepe with another embarrassing moment. Unbelievable play to obviously bury it in the bottom left corner. His second goal as well. Great set piece for Spain for that goal as well. And then, of course, let's not forget that unbelievable goal by Nacho Fernandez. Again, that came from more great sustained pressure by Spain. Honestly, some of the football they played, if I'm being objective, Spain didn't deserve to lose the game today. Not with how they played. Not with the show they put on and the spectacle they put on. And Nacho Fernandez was definitely, at the time, it was the goal of the tournament at the time so far. And it's crazy that it's only been a few games and we've already seen so many great goals already, but outside the boot, oh my God, it was just a fantastic goal. But we've got a new winner for the goal of the tournament currently, and it's going to take some beating in my opinion, but I'm going to touch on that a bit later on. I thought with the Portuguese manager, some of his tactical changes, did it really help? Not at all. He just brought on like for like replacements to keep the same system. Portugal really didn't deserve anything from this game at all. They didn't create anything from open play, or barely anything from open play. All of their chances came because Spain made their own individual errors. Now, I do want to spend the last few minutes just talking about that guy, Ronaldo. I feel that he definitely does deserve those few minutes. As I said, put Ronaldo 3, Spain 3. Ronaldo though, good lord. That free kick at the end, I think all of us were just willing for that goal to go in a way. Obviously no Spanish people are willing for that goal to go in. Even for the neutral, because again, it adds to that moment, it adds to that spectacle. You're thinking, this is the only chance realistically Portugal have of creating anything before the game ends. This is their best chance. And you just watch Ronaldo's preparation for the goal. You could see he was focused. He already knew where he was going to aim at, what technique he was going to use. And it was literally a show in itself. The way he was preparing himself for that free kick. Pulled his shorts up to show off them thigh muscles, of course. Obviously, I've got to show off something. Then you can see his stance. It was very rigid and very, obviously broad and muscular. And you can sense that he was like building up this power. And obviously his focus on the goal as well. And I'm talking about power. But Ronaldo instead went for accuracy over power. Was the right thing to do. And you can see why he was concentrating so much. And it was an unstoppable free kick. You couldn't stop that at all. It kind of reminded me of Ronaldo's goal against Portsmouth. It wasn't the same. But in terms of that type of dip, And it was made sense to go for accuracy over power because, again, it comes down to the swerve of the ball. The swerve of the ball, when you hit it like that, does all the work for you. Honestly, everyone went crazy. I went crazy when I saw that goal. And I'm not even really a Ronaldo fan, to be honest. I'm objective. So, of course, when I see something amazing, I'm going to say how amazing it was. Unbelievable moment, unbelievable goal. And it was well deserved for Ronaldo because, again, the only one that was, I can't even say taking the game, but every time there was a decisive moment for Portugal, Ronaldo took it. He wasn't getting any good service at all. People kept constantly messing up the final ball passes for him. Every time he was trying to get the ball, it was a stupid long ball. You would have thought this guy was Andy Carroll at times playing for Portugal. There was even certain moments where Ronaldo, I saw this guy in his own half, dropping that deep just to collect the ball and touch it a bit. So in a way, he did kind of suffer in that sense, but those decisive moments, the penalty, that goal with this left foot, but that free kick right at the end, incredible. It was just a great game, to be honest. I thought Spain were absolutely phenomenal. Some of the best football I've seen for a long time. Some of the one-touch passing interchanges through the middle. Busquets, oh my God, it was just incredible to see. They honestly didn't deserve to draw this game whatsoever. They deserved to win this quite comfortably, in my opinion. They just weren't able to take a few more chances, but at the same time, they caused all their own issues. They made every individual mistake. And if you're going to do that at this level, you are going to get punished and you will be capitalized on that. But you guys, the World Cup today has been great. Decisive moments earlier with Uruguay. Of course, they stepped up later on in the second half of that game. Of course, Cavani pushing out wide helps a lot in terms of, opening up the Egyptian team. Fantastic last minute header at the end. Again, with the Morocco versus Iran game, Morocco are very unlucky. I thought they just about edged it in that game. Unlucky own goal right at the end. This is what makes the Ronaldo goal even better for me, in my opinion, because it had to go in. Logic was saying that this goal has to go in right now, based on all the other games that we've seen, and it did. And the World Cup has been very good so far. I'm still pinching myself that I'm actually watching a World Cup. We've been waiting so long for this, and I'm savouring every moment. I'm watching every game. I'm going to be doing much more live streams and much more match reviews, and I'm going to try to do a few more tactical breakdown videos as well. So you guys stay tuned. Thank you for watching. I'm the EFC. This is Blue Lines TV, signing out.